Yes, yes. How are we? We're back. Back like we never left. Somewhat of a hiatus over the course of the last few months towards the back end of prep. Just get to a position where you've got so much going on. And truth be told, I wasn't prioritising recording enough. I didn't have the bandwidth to record, to edit. I got towards the back end of prep, which we'll come on to. And I genuinely wasn't enjoying the thought of picking up a camera and speaking to it. But we live and we learn, growth. And this is something that I want to and will make a regular, because I do enjoy recording. As much as it may not seem like I'm much of a natural in front of the camera, I enjoy not so much the recording element, but speaking about bodybuilding, speaking about life, speaking about the processes, headspace, the rest of it. Because I also like watching that stuff from people as well. People that genuinely live and breathe it. That's what I enjoy. So this is where we're at. So an update from a synopsis point of view. Otherwise we'll be here for ages. Prep done, dusted, boxed off. Been out of prep now for around about 5 weeks. Me and Beth had a holiday after. Was away for a couple of weeks, a week post show, post prep. We had a much needed period of time to just do us, not bodybuild. Step out of the box, step out of the environment. And as much as I hate when people say, oh, I really need a holiday, it wasn't about needing a holiday, it was that we fucking deserve the holiday, man. We work our arses off, as the most of us. So yeah, we don't get away much. Don't live super lavish lifestyles. So having a nice holiday was brilliant. Especially a bit dubious about having it so close post show, post preps. But I've got the experience. I'm just not that way inclined to see things fall to shit. And you just don't. Things are ingrained. You live the same. You really do. So yeah, prep was success. In my eyes, at least. And I'm my biggest fucking critic. I really, really am. And especially considering that this prep was the prep that was never to be. It never started as a prep. It started as somewhat of a reset, just a little bit of a get in, get out type jobby at the end of our most recent push towards the back end of 2023 into health phase. And the look just did its thing. The look did its thing. The body said where it wanted to go, and we just followed suit with it. Which is a way in which I really like working. I think we can get so penciled in, boxed into having these timelines mapped out, which as a vague estimation are good. They can be good for people. Some people need to see what they're doing on a monthly basis. But it's not always going to transpire that way. And bodybuilding doesn't work like that. Bodybuilding is go where the body is telling you, but not trying to force it into a direction it doesn't want to go, because you're going to end up eliciting a result that you don't want, or you're going to get hurt. So yeah, that reset off the back of the most recent push-up off-season in 2023 was an off-season that for me just did not click. I'm looking down at my table because I've got notes, but I'm just looking at my phone because I've got the recording here, and for some reason it's on my phone screen as well, so it's throwing me off. But the off-season that didn't click, felt like it didn't click, because what happened last year, and I was out of action for a period of time, in hospital, and then away from training, that lost. The look just dissipated, honestly. It was a real, not dark time, but it was a time where I had to find out a hell of a lot about myself, man. I really, really did. What type of person you are when everything that you've worked hard for, everything that you do on a daily basis is literally just is falling away. Every day you wake up, this is fading, this is fading, this is fading, and it can kill you. It really, really can. It can tear you apart, which it did in elements, in aspects. But I did absolutely fucking everything that I could to get back as quick as possible, as recovered as possible, as fresh as possible, and in that spot where I wasn't making it an uphill battle to get back to where I was, type thing, Ben in the background. And just having that self-belief, that confidence of you've got yourself to that position in terms of you've built what you're losing, you can do it again. You can do it again. And whether it's broy or not, and the rest of it, I don't care. Muscle memory is a goddamn thing. At least I'm going to tell myself that, because it works a treat. So yeah, into prep we went, which was a little bit of a reset. And I had in my mind that this year was just going to be a run at PCA. My own personal goal that I don't typically speak about was I wanted a PCA Pro card this year. That was what I was hoping would be the goal. That would have been a huge tick in the box for me. It would have been a massive accomplishment, and that's the benchmark that I set for myself. And then speaking to Dan had other plans. It was, nope, we're doing NPC. We're going in the UK Two Bros route, which for me was, whoa, okay. I'm never going to see myself at that caliber, at that standard, to compete yet anyway, on an NPC stage. Creme de la creme. But we did. So we had the regional first show in, I think it was Thurrock Way, somewhere like that, where we took class win in the heavyweights, so then into the overall, missed out on the overall there, then had the pro qualifier a few weeks later in Braywick, took the class win in the heavyweights there again, narrowly missed out on the overall, where Joe picked up his pro card. So the regional, then the pro qualifier, and the look at the pro qualifier for me was the best of the year. As a look, I really liked, and the feedback that I had from the judges there was really positive. So the plan was from that pro qualifier, I was done. I wasn't doing anything else. It was, right, cool. If we're not good enough to get a pro card at this pro qualifier, then I'd rather get myself into somewhat of a health phase, pull back, to then jump into an off season, to then potentially go again next year. The next day after I got home, I had a WhatsApp from one of the judges at the show, Pro Qualifier, and he told me how close I was within a point of the overall, and he pretty much suggested that if my body allowed for it, to go again in a few weeks' time. At least one more. He said that I would go at least twice more, but definitely in a few weeks' time at the Sweden show. That for me was really hard. That was really hard because I am very much like, the way I describe it is when I finish prep, I say that I step out of the box. It's a very weird mindset to have, but it allows me to kind of switch it off a little bit. Switch it off in terms of the mindset. I cannot describe it. It is just almost somewhat, I'm the same person, of course I am, but there is something that I cannot explain that when I switch it on, I will run through walls. I'd do that at the best of time. Right now I probably wouldn't because I'm cruising. I'd probably get severely hurt if I tried running into a wall. But anyway, I'd stepped out of the box, and that message really turned my head, because I had everyone around me who were close to me, people in the industry whose opinion I value very much had said the exact same thing about the result, about the look, and about what I was doing next. So we decided, in short, that we were going to give Sweden a go. So we did the Pro Qualifier out in Sweden, the Better Body show. We went for it, and that was 4 weeks, I believe, between Pro Qualifier Breivik in the UK and then the Pro Qualifier out in Sweden. Those 4 weeks were the most I have ever had to progress my mindset as an athlete, take my psyche to places that it hadn't been in a long time. And I had my days where I had question marks over it. Is this actually the right thing to do? Like, have I got the mental capacity to get myself there? As much as I pride myself on having that mindset of I can suffer and put myself through the thick of it better than most, and I will stand by that. You have to back yourself like that all the time. I had my days where I was contemplating, is this, what am I doing? Have I got it in me? Am I that close to snapping? Because you got to remember, I'd been in prep since the start of November. November the 2nd, I'd been in prep, and we were now in May. So a long period of time. Bearing in mind, like, there wasn't any kind of like breaks in prep. It was every day is prep. So a lot of mental capacity and bandwidth needed for that as well. It really is. When you approach it how I do from a mindset thing, it is. It's draining, it's consuming, it's what it is to me, what it needs to be, what I enjoy doing. So anyway, we got ourselves to Sweden, an experience. What a weekend that was. Dan unfortunately wasn't there, which Dan has been with me and peaks me in person for every show that I've done, barring my first show as a first timer in 2021 when I wasn't even working with Dan. But since then, every show that I've done, 1, 2, 3, 4, that was 5 shows up until the Sweden show that I'd done. He'd been there at every one. But the Sweden show, he's in prep himself. He's prepping all of the boys back home on the team, and also prepping Romana, his partner, who's an IFBB pro, and the rest of it. So you don't expect someone to be there in person all the time and things like that. And I was really comfortable with not having Dan there, because I know how well we work regardless. But what an eye-opener the show was, in how well it was ran, and the care for the athletes and the setup, and just the overall love for bodybuilding, which you do not get the vibe for over here in the slightest. The look on the day was very good. It was very, very good. I was peaked almost to perfection. Within a percentage, the timings backstage were very, very rushed. So I had 12 minutes notice to pump up. Bearing in mind that 10 minutes ago, I was sitting in the car. With my feet up. Just walked into the venue because we wasn't supposed to be on for a good period of time later in the day. Went backstage, and it's just by chance I asked someone, when's bodybuilding on? When's bodybuilding? Right, everyone's pumping up now. Fuck. Here we go. Let's go. And I had my mate Taylor there on hand. Started pumping up, and the look, I just come to life. I'm someone whose look, when they don't have a pump, I don't even look like a trainer. I don't even look like a bodybuilder. And then as soon as I move some blood about and I get somewhat of a pump on, everything comes to life, and the look was very good. On stage, condition wasn't an issue. It's just size. It is just size. My legs were pretty flat by that point as well, which for me I think is a posing thing. I'm very heavy and hard on my legs, which now it's kind of opened my eyes to, and how much it really just laps the life out of my legs when I'm on stage. Like, every pose I'm in, I am flaring my quads hard until I get to that point where I've just got nothing left. I've got nothing left. But it's lessons learned. I started off the first call out in the centre, and then I gradually, as things started to fade somewhat, I just moved further out to the side, and then dropped down into second call out, and I didn't even see where I placed. I didn't place in the top 5, which is what it is what it is. Doesn't take away from the experience, doesn't take away from the whole prep in of itself. Like, you go to these big ambitions of, I'm going to do a pro qualifier, let's see what we can do. Man, you're nobody. You are nobody, right? At the end of the day, there are people who are doing the exact same thing as you. All we can do is put our fucking best effort, our utmost into things, and what will be, will be. And that day, it was not it. So it didn't skew my head at all. I didn't walk off stage and resent bodybuilding. It fucking lit the fire like you would not believe. I've been excited to get into off-season for a good while. Pretty much since I started dieting in November, I was ready to get back into a push-up. We all are. We're all that way inclined. But backstage at the Sweden show, just by chance, after we had come off stage, it was then the interval. And I literally was walking around the venue. I think I was about to leave to go and grab some food, and I walked straight into the head judge, which was Dylan Armbrust of Armbrust Gym, and he's an Olympia judge and super experienced. And if you know bodybuilding, you know exactly who he is. So that was really cool. And I asked him for feedback, and he knew who I was. He remembered who I was on stage, and his feedback was, everything is there. The shape, the structure. The only thing that is needed is just the maturity to things, which we knew. Okay, although I look appealing, I have a nice look. What people will say, I am still a very small, very not heavily or densely muscled physique. I'm just not. I'm not there yet. So that was that. And we come home, we had a week, and then we went on holiday and super relaxed, and I feel fresh. And where we're at now is in a health phase. So drugs are very low. Training volume is relatively low. No crazy intensifiers or anything like that. I'm very much just letting the body in this period just settle and do its thing. I'm still training hard, but I'm not trying to absolutely upend myself. There's still an element of letting things return in terms of health. And when I say that, I mean from my actual physique. So I'm still noticing like things like in particular like my knees, my tendons around my knees and ligament type things feel a little bit still inflamed, which just with the drop in fluid around that area and like synovial fluid around the joint and the lubrication and things like that, and the shift in water balance of, you know, being depleted and going through a peak and then going away on holiday and going through the flight and body weight coming back on, and just at this moment in time my knees are a little bit inflamed, and just gotta let things goosfaba chill. So that's where we're at. But like I said, still training hard. Food at the moment, since I come back from holiday, I want to pull a little bit of weight off, which at this moment in time, like, it's going to be of no harm to me to do that, which I have done. I've pulled about 5 kilos off within a matter of weeks. Feel better for it. I come back like a water baby from holiday, and it was just the flight that killed me. The flight killed me. Sitting with your knees, goddamn, your lower leg underneath you on a commercial flight is an economy flight is super uncomfortable, and just the fluid swell and the blood pooling and the rest of it just left my lower legs, my ankles, just very tender. So that's where we're at. So just wanting to get fresh at the moment. Energy's in a good spot, sleep's in a good spot. But the plans from here for me, I'll be spending the next circa 9 to 10 weeks in this health phase. But the off season is now, right? The off season is now. I'm very good at compartmentalizing. So the off season started as soon as I stepped off stage. People hate saying that, hate hearing it. It does for me. That's how I work. The legitimate off season, when the party poppers start coming into play, we've still got a bit of time yet. We're not blind and blasé to the fact that we need these periods of time, especially with how we notice my blood work tends to sit towards the back end of high drug exposure. Allowing this kind of clear out phase, if you like, is a prerequisite. If you wanna do this effectively, properly, I'm not going to say healthily, but in as a health conscious manner as possible without being blind to things, then needs must. So that's where we're at. And I've got no rush for those things as well. I'm very comfortable in the fact that I can work my ass off like the best of people when they're loaded to the gills on grams of gear without it. Okay. And drugs are low at the moment. I am sitting on 150 milligrams of testosterone per week. And that is it. We feel good. We feel fresh. Life is good. Business is good. Family's good. Benny's good. Beth's good. So moving forward from here, like I said, we're in the off season. So I'm kind of letting these next few weeks, as Dan's been away for a period of time, and in the depths of things himself. So I said, just give me these few weeks to get back to baseline, give us both something to look at that's going to be of substance. We can look at it and go, right, this is what we need to do. We need to pull on this, we need to push on that. Need to get this in place with training. But I need muscle. I need density. I need time accumulating body weight, accumulating muscle tissue. And I need to do that in a way that doesn't compromise what I have. So that's the plan of attack. So more training to come, more food to come. Beth's peeping through the window. I'm recording. More training to come. Big eats, off-season eats, cheat meals and the rest of it. So yeah, like, share, subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you soon.